What's shaking bacon? This is Photon here, and today I want to go over my top 5 Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS Ballot fighter picks. It's not too late, right? I mean, it's not till October, October 3rd when the thing ends. If you don't know what the Smash Ballot is, Sakurai decided about a couple months ago that he would open up a ballot, or in case you don't know what a ballot is, that's a voting poll, for people to vote for a fighter that you really want to see in Smash that did not get in. Of course, only acceptable suggestions are allowed in both this video and the official ballot. So this video will not include Shrek, Goku, and for crying out loud, no Freddy. And the credit to these moveset ideas will be in the description below. And this is a top 5 video, but I do want just to have a little shout out to what my number 6 fighter was. That was Professor Layton. So anyways, let's begin. Number 5. Everyone and their mother wants Skeptile in Smash, with the reason being there was a fire and water type representative, but no grass type representative. While this is an interesting thought, I would rather see Snivy join the battle. Well, why is because A, Smash needs more uniform representation, and that was a very recent region/generation. It's new. It came after Brawl, so it needs some more representation. Cal's got a lot, so I want to see a little bit more uniform representation. So how about that? Do a fighter. Also, like I said, Snivy would be a representative for the grass type. So it's not just another fire type or anything like that. He's very, because the Pokemon in Smash are based off their anime counterparts. So Snivy would actually be a girl, and if she got in Smash, when she's only problem is that she's a Pokeball Pokemon. But I'm sure Sakurai, if the people wanted Snivy, he would take her out and then put her as a fighter. Snivy's moveset would be very unique. Using a Vine Whip for grabs, Energy Ball is a standard B, Leaf Tornado as a recovery, among other things. Honestly, we needed more pre-evolution Pokemon. Sure, we have Pikachu, but then there's Charizard, Lucario, Greninja, and Mewtwo as well, but he doesn't evolve. Snivy would fit the role of another pre-evolution Pokemon, or baby Pokemon as some people call it, perfectly. Sakurai, also, he looked for the personality in a fighter. He's not just like, oh, this character has a good moveset, let's put him in Smash. No, he also looks for the personality, as he said in multiple interviews many times. And Snivy has a personality that we have not seen in Smash. Snivy has a smug look on her face in the games, and that was carried over in the anime with an overall smug personality. There is not a fighter in Smash yet with a smug personality, so Snivy would really fit in well. Snivy is also somewhat iconic for a starter Pokemon. So yeah, I would really love to see Snivy in Smash Bros. And he would be, or she, would be really awesome to see. Number 4. Their exclusion from Smash 4 because of the 3DS's limitations is complete bullcrap. We have Rosalina and Luma. And do not get me started on the complex AI stuff either. Rosalina and Luma literally have copy-paste AI, and the same goes to the Ice Climbers. If they return, they would probably have the same moveset, but be overall buffed. Come on, admit it, they weren't very good in Brawl. They were good in Melee, but they weren't so hot in Brawl. Get it, because they're Ice Climbers. Why should they return? Well, they are very iconic to the Smash Bros. Series. When a Melee was revealed at E3 2001, of course the Ice Climbers were in the video, and people cheered. They were like, whoa, yes, Ice Climbers, yes, let's go! And then, came back for Brawl, cool, but it's not Smash 4, it just does not feel like Smash without them. And I just missed them a lot. They are actually, I don't play Melee a whole lot, but they were my Melee mains. Like literally, I've only played Melee for like 5 hours. But anyway, and they were super fun to play as. Like, they were just unique, unlike any other fighter. And they are different enough from Rosalina Luma and Duck Hunt to come back. They were just really fun. And I mean, who could forget? Who could forget that amazing jump sound that they had? It was amazing. I just missed that sound, hearing that sound again. See, I really want to see the Ice Climbers come back. They were very fun to play as. They were iconic, and yeah, like I said, the 3S limitations is complete bullcrap, because they can definitely get in. And if you still want to, and if Sakurai can somehow prove me that the Ice Climbers cannot be handled in the 3DS, then just bring Popo back. Make him obviously extremely buff, considering, you know, they were split in two, and have Nana as a alternate color. Number 3. Why? Why should this bear and bird join the battle? Well, mascots to the greatest ancient game company in the world, classic game company in the world, Banjo Kazooie changed gaming forever. People can try to replicate this greatness, but will never match up to the originals. Of course, unless you are the original people themselves, of course. And they are very iconic to gaming history. They created an incredible 3D platformer fans still love to this day, and it still holds up very well to this day as well. They would have a unique moveset. It wouldn't be like Duck Hunt or Rosalina Luma or Ice Climbers. They came back. I mean, look at the screen, what you're seeing right now, hopefully, unless you're checking your Twitter or something. This is a great moveset thought up by Evil Waluigi on DeviantArt. And as shown, the duo could split up with their down B and have unique moveset changes, and it would be very interesting to see, because I don't think we've really had a fighter that you can split up and they will have completely different movesets. We haven't had that before, and that would be, like I said, a unique moveset. And even though they are owned by Microsoft, Phil Spencer is open to their inclusion in Smash. So that breaks down the barrier of they can't be in Smash because they are owned by Microsoft. They can be now, because Phil Spencer himself said that he is very open to them joining the battle. So yeah, these two would be incredible to see in Smash. And I would say Ukulele, but Ukulele isn't going to be a Wii U exclusive game. It's going to be on the PS4, I think they said that Xbox and the PC and all that, so... And Banjo just has more iconicity? I don't know, whatever. Wait, you know, whatever the word is. They're just more iconic and it's more special to the Nintendo. Number 2! While I know for a fact she won't win the Smash Ballot, mainly because she doesn't have a large enough fan base, she would be a really awesome fighter to see. Sure, she hasn't had any true history of Nintendo aside from being on a couple of consoles. She had one game on the Wii and one on the DS. That Wii game was also on the PS2. And then they had an HD remake for the PS3, I believe. But her awesome moveset makes up for that lack of history of Nintendo. The image on screen shows exactly what I'm talking about. She can use her Power Slash as her standard special move. It can angle in any direction, just like Mega Man's Metal Blade attack. Her recovery move would be Vine, where she grabs a ledge with vines, kind of like Zero Suit Samus's recovery and brawl, and then goes up to the edge of the stage. But the big thing that would make her interesting is her divine instruments. Now, if you haven't played Okami, Amaterasu is a goddess and she has these heavenly instruments that she uses as her attacks in the game called Divine Instruments, and I believe there is, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there are 3 different types. There may be 4, but there are at least 3 different types. There are the glaives, the reflectors, and shoot, what was the other one called? I don't know, but aside from that, these heavenly weapons were used in Okami, like I said, and in Smash, she would use them as her side B move. These instruments could be changed out with her down B, which would give her different weapons and would result in a variety of attacks for her side B. The Divine Instruments would likely be the Solar Flare, the Tundra Beads, and the Thunder Edge. She's also a unique fighter. We haven't had a wolf, an actual wolf, in Smash before, so it would be an interesting twist.
Snivy, Ice Climbers, Banjo and Kazooie, Amaterasu, #1.
And my #1 most wanted fighter in Super Smash Bros. Goes to...
Isaac!
No, not that Isaac.
Isaac!
Okay, there we go. Much better. Isaac is from the lesser-known franchise called Golden Sun, which it was an incredible RPG back in the day. It still holds ground today. It had incredible graphics for the Game Boy. It had an intense story, and it had interesting gameplay and puzzles that had never been seen before and done in a similar way ever in any game on the Game Boy. I mean, yeah, like I said, it holds ground today. You see what I did there? Okay, the joke is that Isaac is what they call an Earth Adept. He can use the ground for his attacks. Basically, he's an Earthbender, if you want to call him that. So you can't tell me Isaac is just another sword fighter. Sure, he has a sword, but like I said, he can use the ground for attacks. I mean, heck, it's possible to make a moveset out of him without even using the sword. Credit to Roy D. Griffin on Reddit for this moveset idea, because this is perfect. For his recovery, he could use Quake, where he would be lifted into the air by a large shard of rock, about, something that he can stand on. This rock will then fall down and fall into the ground for a few seconds before disappearing. Perhaps it could also work like Robin's up B and Spike or Meteor Smash if hit correctly. His down B would be Rock Fall, where shards of rock fall, get it, all around him. Sorry, that pun was terrible. Was that even a pun? I don't know. Where shards of rock fall around him, dealing damage. Perhaps it could also act like Leaf Shield, Mega Man's down B, and take hits for him as well. His side B would be Ragnarok, where he shoots a sword about the size of himself into the ground, which explodes into a small radius for balancing's sake. It was a huge radius. It looked like a giant explosion in Golden Sun, but for balancing's sake, let's make it a little... let's make it smaller. And of course it would deal... and you could charge it in Smash, maybe, and it would deal massive damage when fully charged. As for his standard B, he would use Move, where a hand would appear in front of him. You hold down the B button, and then if you input to the side, the hand will use Move, just like in Brawl. If you remember, Isaac was a assist trophy in Brawl, and he would have a giant hand shoot out in front of him, which would knock opponents in a certain direction, depending on which direction the hand is going. And they could bring that back for his, like I said, for his standard B. And if you input it to the side, he would use Move, where it'll push opponents and items as well, because why not, back. It can also send projectiles right back at the opponents, possibly. If you time it correctly, you send it out. Send something right back at the opponent. If you input down, the hand will use Pound, where the hand slams to the ground with a fist, dealing damage and grounding the opponents. If they are on the ground, of course. If not, they'll probably just fall down towards the ground, And if you input up, the hand will reach up and grab an opponent and knock them to the ground with some hit stun, enough for you to get your combos out. So yeah, those are my top 5 wanted fighters to win the Smash Ballot. And those are moves. Keep in mind, those are moveset ideas. I'm not saying Sakurai has to use those movesets, but those are really good ideas. Anyway, so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and vote Isaac. This is Photon, over and out.